Second row, left side.
Joe, how much more confident were you when you got the shot at the end of last season? And then how much more confidence does that give you that you're ready to take even another step this season?
I'm extremely confident. I trust the guys around me. I trust my coaches to go through the preparation with me confidently. So, I'm extremely confident, and I'm ready for it.
Right side, third row.
Dan Peck, ESPN 106.7 in Auburn. You came as a quarterback from the transfer portal. We're seeing that more in college football. What are the most important things that a newly arrived veteran quarterback needs to do to win over a locker room and to show the guys that he's ready to lead them on the field?
Being able to understand the guys in the locker room. I feel like once you understand the guys in the locker room and what the team wants and what the coaches want, if you have new coaches or old coaches, it doesn't matter. Just understand what they want inside the playbook. Understand your playbook. I feel like the playbook is the main thing. Because once you know that, then the guys around you are kind of rally to you to, get your help or see how you see it. Because every mind in here thinks differently. So just being able to see that and process that will be fine.
Front row, left side.
Chris Farbling, KCOU 88.0 FM in Columbia. Joe, you of course came over from Michigan. You've had experience in different offenses. Tennessee and Michigan, very different offensively. With all the experience in offenses, from Josh Heupel to Josh Gaddis and Pep Hamilton, is having experience in all these different offenses, is that beneficial to you as a quarterback? Do you think it will benefit you at the next level on Sundays?
Absolutely. The terminology for each three of those coaches was different. Being able to have Coach Pep as a pro-style guy, more of an NFL terminology, and then being able to have Coach Gaddis where it's more of a kind of a pro-style but spread-ish, and then having Coach Ike where it's just, spread and making plays, right? So it does help and translate to the next level because you get different terminology, like I said, and you get different mindsets of how the plays work and, how to prepare for those plays, how to read those plays. So the ins and outs of things turn different.
On the aisle, fourth row.
Joe, good afternoon. Corey LeBounty with WNSP 105.5 in Mobile, Alabama. I know in the summertime you work on your game constantly, but at the Manning Passing Academy, you were able to launch an absolute rocket close to 80 yards, standing still. What is the furthest you've thrown and feel comfortable throwing the football?
I actually don't know the furthest I can throw the ball. I kind of just let it go. It's a mindset thing. As a quarterback, once you feel like, somebody's too far, then they're going to be too far from you, right? I kind of just let it go, no matter where they at.
Front row, AP.
Hey, Joe. AP Stedham, AP and Kelly, as we see at syndicated radio. Joe, what have we not seen from Brew McCoy yet?
There's a lot of things you haven't seen from Brew. He's a different person now than he was last year. I feel like that's everybody on Tennessee's team. We're different from last year. So the more explosive plays from him, pretty much anything you can name, Brew can do. So whatever it takes, Brew's going to get it done. And he also let me know that pretty much every day.
Left side, second row.
Hey, Joe. Ben Bobick, Local 3 News in Chattanooga. It was no surprise or secret the relationship that you had with Hendon Hooker last year. What is one of the bigger one or two things that you learned from him in that year, backing him up last year, that you're going to take into this season?
Becoming a pro is one of them. I feel like that's the main thing I could take from Hendon, just becoming a pro. Obviously he's older than me, so I never had no one that actually treated me like I would say a little brother, but feel me, but but I never had nobody treat me like a little brother, and that's what he did. I wouldn't say it was under the wing because we was going hand to hand. It was a 1-2 punch no matter what, because if he needed anything, I was there. If he ever came to the sideline about a play or about a coverage, I was there no matter what. It can be anything, it can be anybody. I was there to help first. I feel like that's one thing that he led and contributed as a teammate and as a big brother. So it was great.
Right side, second row.
Garrett Chapman, 92.9 The Game in Atlanta. Kind of building off of what you were just saying about Hendon, what sort of things did you take from him? I know he had that experience in Athens. You got the Dogs here in Knoxville, up here in Tennessee. What did you learn from him about that experience, and then what are you looking forward to about taking on Georgia again in 2023?
I don't know how to answer that question. I feel like we prepared well enough. What's the experience to what we wanted? Absolutely not. But at the same time, you know, he played his heart out. He gave it his all for Tennessee, and that's all that mattered in that situation. So that's what I'm gonna do for this year. Give my all for Tennessee.
Left side, third row.
Vince Ferrara, 99.1 The Sports Animal in Knoxville. Joe, good to see you. Hendon, I have two quick questions. Hendon said you were cooking him dinner earlier this week. What'd you cook him for dinner?
I cooked my baked spaghetti. Yeah.
All right, and then follow up. You're such an energetic, positive guy with your teammates. How do you balance between that and then holding guys accountable when you need to give them kind of some tough love?
Most definitely. I think that's where the backup quarterback role came into play. You know, you get to understand guys more. I mean, Hendon was busy last year, right? Just how I was this offseason, but I'm here and I wasn't just taking the trips. Like last year he came here, right? And I mean, the same thing for Nico. Nico's at the school right now working out with the guys, right? There's an opportunity for him to build as a backup or whatever you may be, however you may name it. You know, it's an opportunity for him to build, you know, amongst the team. For me, my best way to get connection with guys is handshakes, right? So as a man, you want to, as a quarterback, right? I was a backup, so as a quarterback, I got handshakes with guys that barely even played, right? But that makes them feel special. So that's what I'm willing to do. I want guys to feel special on the team. Doesn't matter if they don't play or not, right? They contribute, they're on the team, so they matter.
Right side, second row.
Yeah, I think everybody in the world knows you have a hell of an arm. Obviously, going into this year, I think a big conversation now is, since you've been a backup quarterback and you've been able to learn from people like Hendon, are you excited to be able to show up the mental side of your game as well this year?
Absolutely. I'm just ready to show off my game, period. It means a lot to me to show off to myself, you know. I mean, nothing else matters. You know, once you make yourself happy, I feel like you'll be good to go. So.
Right here.
You came from the Big Ten to the SEC. Auburn just signed a quarterback coming from the Big Ten to the SEC. I won't mention which school he's coming from because you guys a bit of a rivalry there. But what's different about playing in the SEC against as opposed to the Big Ten, and what's similar about the two leagues?
Yeah, the size. Guys are actually they may be 200 plus, right? But they're running. Those guys are running. For example, my first, I say, big SEC game. I wouldn't mention who it was, but I was running and I saw the goal line and I was so happy. I'm thinking that I'm gonna score, right? And I just feel a big old hand come across my visor and I just went with it. So at the same time, I'm like, man, I think this game is real. Those guys in the SEC can run and they're fast.
Back row.
Patrick Brown, 24/7 Sports. Joe, a couple quick things. You said you talked about the handshakes. How many players do you think you have handshakes with?
85% of the team.
A follow-up question to that. Coach Halsley, you worked with him for 3 years now. How has he sort of improved your game, and kind of what's the dynamic of y'all's relationship?
He improved my game a lot. You know, every meeting, I'm just willing to learn from him. I mean, he's been around great guys like Coach Hype, for example, national championship winner. So, you know, he picked brains, right? And he challenged you to become the best player you can be every day. So, you know, just being around Coach Halsley, man, and his mindset of winning, mindset of getting better every day is just great. It translates to you, and that's all you're willing to do.
We're going to have to cut the last question. Coach Heupel is getting ready to walk in the door. We'll start with you for Coach Heupel. All right. Thanks, Joe.
No problem. Thank you.